What's up, survivalists? Jason here. Today I'm going to be bushcrafting with the Ozark Trail tan flip opening knife. Now, I've been playing around with this knife for quite a while, and it seems like quite a nice little knife, and I was wondering how well would it hold up to some bushcrafting. So I went ahead and sharpened it a bit with my little Smith's Pocket Pal. And after doing that, I feel it just makes shavings like a boss. It's just awesome. Little right there. I mean, like, just awesome pieces. Let me get a good close up of that. There, it's like just perfect piece. And I found out it chops down, grips into the wood really well. Let's try some feather sticks. I mean, it makes really good just awesome shavings. And that's just after sharpening it a bit. Almost paper thin pieces. Just awesome. Now we know that it can make awesome little shavings and feather sticks. Let's try to light it up. Got a ferro rod right here. One thing I've noticed isn't really the sharpest spine on there, but you can get a spark off of it. I've tested this a little bit, but you can't really get really big sparks off of it. Not even if you tried this, you can't really get really good sparks off of it. I mean, you can just grind that down with a belt grinder, or if you have a mill file or something like that. Probably a bit better with a little file because it has a little curve on the spine, as you can see right here. So it won't be the best for on a belt grinder or something like that. So it would be a little bit tricky trying to grind down the spine to get a 90-degree angle. Like, I'll rather have a Spyderco Tenacious, 90-degree edge, really sharp. Get really good sparks off of that. So let's get on to the next thing, and that's trying to baton with this. I don't really recommend trying to baton with folding knives because it will break if you do it too much. But having something like that, maybe half an inch or something like that, I believe. But let's try a little bit out. Went down pretty smooth. Just a little bit of curve on it. I mean, it can be done, but I don't really recommend it. You should have a fixed blade when trying to baton something, but you can get little pieces up. It goes through it pretty quick, pretty nice. Botched that up. Now we got some batoning done. Let's see how well it is for carving or making notches or anything like that for tent stakes or anything of that sorts. One thing, it grips into the wood really well. One thing about that, when you put a lot of force behind it, a little bit of a hot spot near the pinky area and where the liner lock is with the finger is. So it isn't the best for comfiness if you're trying to get into some serious wood. That went fine. Let's see. I mean, it's pretty decent. Does grip into the wood, but after a while it's mainly the pinky that gets more of the hot spot. It's just a little bit from the liner lock is getting my finger. So let's try a little bit of notches for, like, you can put line around it for your tent stake or something like that. I don't know if this is the best wood for notching. Let's try something like this. So, trying to grip into the wood to make a notch into this. You can use it for traps, like a Paiute deadfall uses notches, or anything like a deadfall. Use it to stake down your tarp, your tent, or even stake down your snare for any game you're trying to trap. It isn't the best for deep cuts, like trying to get really good pieces in it, but it's still really good for chopping up stuff. But little notch here, probably have to get a little bit more. Pretty decent. You can get a little bit better. But it isn't the best for carving or making notches because the back right here kind of agitates my pinky. You can see how red it is, and see that little white spot right there. A little bit of my pointing finger, forgot the actual term of that, but as you can see, the liner lock protrudes out. The dripping did pretty nice on top. Found out there is some dripping on the back as well. It's not the best comfy knife for trying to get deep into some wood, but it'll do. So one thing I forgot to mention on my last review, I'll put a link in the description down below of it, is there's like no wiggle in this, no play at all. So it's a really nice built liner lock, or just the wiggle on it is just none at all. So that would go really good with getting to feather sticks or anything like that. So there is the little bushcrafting with the Ozark Trail 10 flip opening knife. I want to thank you all for watching. See you in the next one.